Hello, my name is Mark Prentice from Next Dimension Games. I'm the designer of Go Ahead Punk. I have with me here our original prototype from just over a year ago. But today is an exciting day because just arrived we have got our final pre-launch prototypes. So let's have a look inside. This is really exciting because there's been lots of design and artwork changes since the original prototype. And well, there he is, Frank Brannigan, and Catherine, and Stinger. So we've got 6 copies here. Let's have a look. There we go. Really great to see that. So it's the redesigned front cover from the original. Allows us to have a little bit more information there, the player count, timings, age recommendations, and of course our company logo. So we've got Frank on the side there, Catherine, Stinger, and Eddie. The artwork for the rear isn't done yet, we've just got our logo there at the moment. But obviously that will be in place. And let's see what's inside. So, wow, these are great. These are really great. So we've got the character boards, which are double layered. So your tokens will sit in there and won't move about. So we've got Stinger there. He's looking good. And Eddie. Catherine. Frank. That's great. So here we have the movement tracker. So Stinger can keep on track of where he is in the city, and this fantastic artwork from Anya for the hidden movement screen. That's the rear, and we have that on the other side, and hopefully it should perfectly enclose the movement tracker. Oh, that's really good. It's really good. Okay, so we've got lots of great cards here. So we've got cop cards, key cards, inventory. There's a player guide there. Really great. So let's so we've got some of the tokens. Lots of tokens. You've got weapons, vehicles, things like that, and of course the board. Looking forward to seeing this. The board just there is our previous board. I mean, it's just a single piece. It's just an interim board we had done about 6 months ago between the original prototype and this prototype. We felt it was slightly too big, so this board's going to be slightly smaller, just because we are aware that by the time you've laid the board out, you've got characters on the bottom, you've got Stinger on the top with his screen. So we wanted to make the board a little bit more manageable. Not everybody has a huge table, so let's have a look at what it all looks like laid out. Okay, so here we have the game with the components laid out for you. We have the cops in their starting configurations, Eddie with his shotgun, Catherine with her 38, and Frank with his 44. And these are the various tokens that the cops can pick up from. We have radios and various vehicles. What else do we have? We have a bulletproof vest, SWAT rifle, police shotgun, various weapons. We have 4 player guide cards here. So the guide cards on one side you have what the icons mean on the cards, and on the other side you find out what the cops can choose to do on any given turn. So that's their options on a given turn. We have the cop pack here. Now the border on these prototypes is a little thick, so you're not going to have this big black border that you can see here. It will be a lot more. There'll be more picture and less border. Put it that way. So in the cop pack we have movement cards. We've got the assign the chopper, how to pick up a car, picking up weapons, combat cards. That's assisting combat. Fighting hoods. That's an interesting one. I'll just show you this because this will be one of the options as a stretch goal on the Kickstarter. It says placeholder art there. The reason for that is you'll have the opportunity to have yourself in the game as one of our hoods. So we will have that as a stretch goal. If anybody wants to take up that opportunity to have their face in the game, that is something that they will be able to do. What else have we got here? Movement cards, lights and siren, move +4. And then we have the inventory cards for the cops. So what else? They can pick up first aid kits, radios, cash, extra weapons, that kind of thing. And then over here we have Stinger. So Stinger's starting loadout is just his sniper rifle and a free escape token. And he can pick up various weapons as well. The dreaded, there it is, the dreaded rocket launcher. That does a lot of damage, particularly useful if there are many cops fighting him at once, because obviously it's a kind of a splash damage and it will affect all cops present. The Stinger pack here, things that you can pick up like the silencer, the janitor keys for so he can gain access to various places on the board, of course, to complete his hits, extra weapons. You can pick up the Park Rangers uniform. And again, a little thick, these black borders. There'll be the card's image will be slightly bigger, and yeah, slightly less black border than that. And then, of course, over here we have Stinger's screen, behind which he'll conduct his hidden movement. You'll have a marker like this in order to record where you are and what position you are on the board, or whether or not you're in one of the actual hit locations at the moment. That fits snugly in there. And that's about it for components. I will give you a sneak peek at something a bit special though. In the deluxe version of the game, there's going to be 2 extra characters and 6 miniatures. The miniatures have been created. We have the 3D models for them ready to go. Unfortunately, we don't have physical printed models yet, so I can't show you those. But what I can show you are the character boards for our 2 extra characters. So this is Lieutenant Kellaway, and his special ability is going to be he has the authority to order roadblocks, which I don't know if you can see down here on the board, will be quite useful in blocking Stinger's access to various places, like so. And he starts off with a small 38 as well. And so that's him. He can pick up cars and extra bonuses and weapons, obviously, like the other players. And then we have this one here. Is my personal favourite in terms of the fantastic artwork done by Ania here. We have Pete Hutchins, who is our vigilante motorcycle cop. He starts off with a 44. And you'll notice he doesn't have a vehicle space on his board, because his special ability is he actually begins the game with 4 movement, just like Stinger. So Stinger starts with 4 movement and the cops start with 3. But Pete Hutchins starts with 4 as well, so he's not easy to outrun, obviously because he's on his bike. He also is immune to the jam token. Those of you that have seen some of the videos on our channel will be familiar with the fact that the jam token can be placed to make maximum movement in a district for the cops 1, because they're stuck in a jam. But obviously Pete on his bike is unaffected by that. So those 2 guys are part of the deluxe version of the game, along with the 6 miniatures. But in the standard version, we have these character tokens, and we have hit tokens as well. Now, it's undecided as yet. As we go to press at the moment with this video, it's undecided whether these taller tokens, they're 2 centimeters by 1 centimeter high. They're great. They give great elevation from the board. Now, the 4 character tokens will certainly be part of the core game. That's not in question. It's whether or not the additional 3 hit tokens and the chopper and where's it gone? Where's the jam token gone? Oh, there it is. Whether these 3, the chopper token and the jam token, whether they'll be on these elevated ones or whether they'll just be card markers like the equipment is undecided yet. But yeah, the character tokens do give great elevation on the board and, you know, really help the game stand out. The board itself is slightly smaller than the previous prototype. And I think, you know what, I think it's just right, because now we have a situation where on a standard size table, I'll start making a bit of a mess here. Standard size table like I've got at home here, you know, there'll be room to get the characters underneath. Stinger can have his screen the other side, and it's a bit more manageable, I think, than the previous version of the board. Well, that's about all for today. Thanks for sharing what was an exciting day for me. These copies, no sooner have they arrived, they'll be winging their way straight back out to various content creators. So over the next few weeks, watch out for some videos when people can give you an independent view of what they think about Go Ahead Punk.